workplace is the last crucible of sustained human contact for many of the 30,000 people who kill themselves each year in the United States. A coworker's suicide has a deep, disturbing impact on workmates. For managers, such tragedies pose challenges no one ever covered in management school. It's a quote from a Wall Street Journal article from a couple of years ago. Hello, I'm Sally Spencer Thomas. I'm the CEO of the Carson J. Spencer Foundation and the co-founder of the Working Minds program, one of the nation's only programs designed to help workplaces develop a comprehensive approach to suicide prevention. I'm a psychologist, and I'm also a survivor of suicide loss. I lost my brother to suicide in 2004. My brother was a dynamic and successful businessman, and in the aftermath of his death, we, the friends and family of Carson, decided that we wanted to prevent what happened to him from happening to other people. And we quickly realized that most people who die by suicide had a lot of common attributes as my brother, white men of working age. So we thought we would start by developing a suicide prevention program for the workplace. And some of the research shows us that although 85% of middle managers believe that part of their job and responsibility is to identify and intervene to help employees with depression, only 18% of those managers had ever received any training that would prepare them to do so. So we felt very strongly that the workplace was an important system for suicide prevention. And we went out and did quite a bit of research in trying to figure out what would best suit this. And we learned a lot of things along the way. One is that if we're going to have a comprehensive approach to suicide prevention in any community, the workplace is an important aspect. It's an important piece of the overall community system. We also learned that suicide and mental health in particular has a significant impact to a workplace's bottom line, showing up in terms of presenteeism or absenteeism or morale or a number of things that impact retention and productivity in the workplace. A lot of our healthcare costs are driven by behavioral health issues such as substance abuse, tobacco, and obesity and so forth, that at their root cause usually have some kind of emotional dysregulation or emotional distress that's driving the behaviors that is increasing ill health. We also know on the positive side of things, when done well, work can be a place of belonging, it can be a place of purpose. And when those things are working well in a workplace, somebody who's having a tough time outside of work can find work to be a sanctuary or a place where they at least have some control over their life for 8 hours. And it can actually really help with someone's mental health. And unfortunately, in the United States in particular and around the world, a lot of times workmates have more face time with the employee than even family members. And so they might be in a position to catch up on changes in behavior, changes in mood, anything that might be a red flag for suicide distress. Workplaces often have built-in mechanisms for dissemination of health information. For years, workplaces now have focused on fitness and nutrition and anti-smoking campaigns, high blood pressure campaigns, and so forth. And so it is not uncommon to disseminate health messages within a workplace, and this could be another health message that gets promoted to employees. For larger companies, there are already built-in mechanisms for referrals to mental health care. Many larger employers have EAPs or employee assistance programs that help link distressed employees to qualified mental health services in a way that's anonymous and often without additional cost. For smaller companies, these companies need to develop relationships with the mental health services in their community so that an employer will know a trusted referral to send a distressed employee to. There's a lot of movement in a lot of employers right now to be socially responsible, to do the right thing, and to take care of the whole employee. And this bodes well for movement within mental health for workplaces around the country. It's part of a holistic movement and a social responsibility movement of doing the right thing. We have learned that if you don't take care of your employees, especially with the younger generation of employees, they will tend not to stick around. So workplaces have found that it is certainly a cost-saving maneuver to take care of the employees and make sure that that their mental health needs are addressed. And then finally, when we asked some of our larger training organizations, when does this issue of suicide come to your attention? And they said, unfortunately, after a suicide has taken place, workplaces, it's kind of a jolt, and they think, oh my gosh, we never thought this would happen here. What did we miss? How do we support our bereaved and traumatized community? And so, postvention needs is what we call it. The aftermath of a suicide are apparent. Unfortunately, we're still in reactive mode around this issue in many workplaces. So these are some of the reasons why it makes sense to do suicide prevention in the workplace. And in another episode, I will talk a little bit more of what that looks like. Thank you.